Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to sew together our bag that we have started at the beginning of the month. So we're actually going to sew it together. So we're going to start with the pockets on the inside. And pinned, I pinned them in like so. This is toward the top of the bag. So I pinned them in so that I could see where exactly I wanted to do those pockets. But what we're going to do is we're not going to do anything down the side because when I put the bag together, I'll put it together all together at once. But I wanted to go ahead and kind of I think how I want to do this is I want to crochet these in by using a, yeah, we're going to see. I'm either going to do it that way or I'm just going to sew it with a needle. And that I think would be easier. That's what we're going to do. All right. So in that case, I need to cut some yarn out here and put it on my needle. And I'm actually going to start on this one over here. So we're not going to sew this because it's the top of our pocket, right? So I'm just going to, we're just going to go all the way through. I want to make this long enough and then I will and as I do this, this is just an in and out stitch. It's just a long, just going down the side of it. Yeah. And the bottom though, right here, I'm going to do every stitch. That way, whatever I put in there won't fall out the bottom of my pocket. And as I go, just take these pins out. The pins were just there to hold it together for me. I love those pins. It helps when doing stuff like this. And I'm going to just tuck this end in between. And then we need to go up the side of it. Make sure I'm in the camera so you can see what I'm doing here. So this is just a whip stitch going across here. Um, just sewing them in. And you won't even see it on the other side because you're just using the yarn or the top, coat right there. Where I started right here, we just need to tie those together and make a knot and then sew those in. And then I'm just going to work those ends down into the stitches. And then I'm just going to sew together, sew my pockets in. I'm going to sew this one in and this one in the same way. So we will be back when the pockets get sewn in, and I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, so I have the pockets all sewn in. This is the inside, by the way. So those are all sewn in. And now I have got this and this. And this is the edge, the outside edge. I'm going to sew these three pieces together. I'm going to crochet them. So what I did is I pinned them together. I've got them pinned together, and you can see exactly how I've got that. And I want to make sure maybe I better put this out more. Okay. So I've got this all the way to the bottom of the bag. This is going to go all the way to the bottom of the bag, and we have a little bit at the top of it. All right. So what I'm going to do is, all I'm going to do is single crochet these together. And then I have some ends I'm going to single crochet in as well. Take that pin out. Yeah, I'm single crocheting those ends in. Alright, so the first two stitches I just went through all of them, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the back loop and the front loop of the next one. And I'm just going to sing, just like you're putting together granny squares. It's the back loop of the first one in front and the front loop of the second one. And just crochet them together like that. All right, now we're down here where we've got 3 pieces going. So we're going to go through both loops of this one, the middle piece, and then I'm just going to take, and we've got an end here to go. We might as well sew it in too. All right, so it is now that I've got the front loop, let's see. First of all, the front loop, both loops of the second one, and then just the back loop of the third one. And you're just going to do that all the way down. And then I'm going to meet you at the end. I'm going to meet you at the end of this side and show you what to do there. And I'll see you then. Okay, so I went ahead and I have this all the way around. So we're here at the end, close to the end here. So I just kind of wanted to show you exactly how I plan on going around the corner here. And when you put this thing on, see, I've got it on right here. Make sure that this little design is on the outside, because when I first put it on, it was on the I had it upside, I had it on the wrong side. So make sure that this little design is on the outside, because that's the reason why I made that design. All right. Oh, so I'm hoping that this is going to work going around the I was kind of hoping this was going to work. Um, how I imagined it. There you go. So yeah, it is like going around the corner. We're not going to put any extra stitches in there. We're just going to take them and just go around the corner. And then you'll just go all the way around the bag that way until the other side. So there and there until you get to the other side. So I will finish doing this and then we will be back to do the next thing. Okay, so I have all the edges sewed together, and we have this on. This is going to be another pocket, outside pocket to put things in. And now we just need to put the back side of this thing on. To this side. So we just take the pins. This side will be easier to do because I'm not trying to put three things together. So I'm just going to pin it on all the way around. Pin it together. It's a lot easier to sew it on that way. Ouch. All right, and then you're going to do the same thing as what we did here. We're just going to sew it all the way around, and then the whole bag will be sewed together. And then we'll be back to work on a flap. So I'll see you then.
He said, "Didn't you think Robin and I were entitled?"
Okay, so we have our bag all put together. It has pockets on the inside, as you can see right there. And it also has another pocket in the front, a big pocket to put stuff into. And then there's all kind of room in there. I'm going to use this as a yarn bag, but also I wanted something to put my phone and my wallet and keys in so that I don't have to carry a purse, and we could just do both. So anyway, that was the reason why I made this bag, because I just needed a bag that had everything in it. So I just love this pumpkin and sunflower. I just love that. Anyway, so now we need our yarn. We need our, what did I do with the, there it is. So I like to make a flap that folds over to this way, and then I'm going to put a button right here that I can button the flap down on, and that way this pocket can be buttoned closed as well, and so it's not like that. So I thought that I would just make myself a big flap and put a button right here, and that way I can fasten it down. And then we also need to make a strap for it. So we're almost done with this. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, first of all, we need to clean up some edges here, and we're going to do some single crocheting and tie down some ends at the same time. So I'm going to start here because I'm going to end up over here where I'll start the flap. But first of all, we've got to go all the way around it with some single crochets. So you're just going to put a single crochet where you see a hole. Right now, this is the sides of our project that we had. And, you're just going to eye it out and see where it fits, and if it's too much, it'll let you know if it's too much. So we're just single crocheting. It looks like, though, these are single crochet rows, so we're just put a single crochet at the end of each one of these rows. So it looks like that's how it's working out. Yeah. So it just needs a row of single crochet just to clean it up a little bit all the way around it. I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going to meet you here because then I'm going to start the flap and I'll show you what to do there. So I will meet you at the end of this mouth. Okay, so I slip stitched to the first one where I started. I'm going to chain one and I'm going to turn my work. And we're just going to, um, all we're going to do is single crochet across to the other side of this. Actually, let's do it for about 5 rows. So we're just going to single crochet for 5 rows. Till we get to the end of this. Hang on. So right here. All right, so we're just going to start right there, and then we're going to chain one and turn, and you're going to go across again to here. So we're right, just go to right there, and we're going to do 5 rows of that. So 4 more rows after this one. So all right, so we'll be right back after I get my other 4 rows done. All right, so we're going to chain, I've got 5 rows here, so we're going to chain one and turn, and we're going to crochet 2 together, single crochet 2 together, and then you're going to crochet all the way across, and at the end you'll single crochet the last 2 together, and you'll keep doing that. We're not sure how long this is going to take, but I'm hoping to make it like a neat little flap is what I'm trying to do. I don't know how many rows it'll take to point it up where I want it. So we're decreasing 1 on each end. All right, so we've got the last 2 here, and you're just going to single crochet both of them together. And it should decrease on both ends. Chain 1 and turn. We're just going to keep doing that, decreasing on both ends. Let's do it for 8 more rows after this, and then we'll come back. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, and I will see you at the end of those 8 rows. So I have 10 rows of decreases on each end. As you can see that it's decreased, it's going up, which is what I want it on both ends. But I think it's not big enough, and we need about 5 more rows. So we're going to do 5 more rows of the same thing, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I've got it. We've got 15 rows of decreases. I have 21 singles there, and I want it to go over this bar. So it looks like it will. And so what we need to do a couple rows. So we're going to do 1 row with the button to put a hole for the button. So we just need a single crochet in the next There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that puts about, yeah, pretty much in the middle. If we 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. I want to make it even, so I'm putting 2 in that one. We are going to chain 1 and skip 2. 1, 2, and then you should be able to go across there for 10. Stitches on the other side. And then there's a hole to put the button, okay? But we need to put just another row. One more row. Yeah. So just one stitch in that where that hole is. So you can see the hole. Right here's the hole. That way when you button it, you'll have some support there. We cut that off. Now, what we need to do is we're going to go all the way around this because we've got to clean up these edges. So, it just doesn't look right and it wants to curl. See, it wants to curl. So, we're going to start here and we're just going to put a single crochet at the end of every row. That's pretty much what we're doing. Just like we did the lip of this. We're going to put a single crochet at the end of every row just to clean it up a little bit. See how much nicer that looks? And it cleans it up. And then we're back up here at the top. And we're just going to go ahead and single crochet across there so we can do the other end. That just makes that hole a little bit deeper. Where I'm going to put that button. And then I'm just going to sew this end in as I go down here. I just sort of just rounded the corner. And makes it more look like a rounder corner. There we go. That looks good. Now we're almost done. And then I'm just going to end it right here. And we'll cut that off and then sew that end in. So we can sew it in on the inside. And then all I have to do is get a button, because I have a little buttonhole there. I'm just going to use a huge button, a big button. That will work with that. And it will go right there. This is where I want it, right there. Put a button right there. It doesn't take away the picture. It just using the top of it. I'm going to put the button right here. And there we go. It covers it, so if it's raining, your yarn or nothing inside will get wet. I just love it. This is probably the best thing ever. I love this bag. So yeah, now I'm going to sew that end in, but later. Let's do, I'm going to make I want to make a handle, but just one handle that'll go here and here. Okay, we'll sew it like right here on the ends, but I want it to go around my body, so I'm going to do a handle that goes across so I can wear it that way. So I'm thinking this is stretchy yarn, so you got to be real careful how big you want to make this. But I was thinking about at least 100 chains. One, two, three, four. So if I do 100 chains, it should be long enough, I think, to go around my body, and then once you wear it so often it stretches, it still be okay. But I'm going to experiment with this and see, and then we'll be back to tell you exactly how long I made this chain. So I ended up making it 125. So we're in the second chain from the hook. We're just going to single crochet in each one of these chains. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to single crochet all the way across, and I'll be back for row 2 of this. Alright, so I'm coming at the end of this chain. This is the first row, just single crochets in each one of these chains. And I was thinking about how I wanted my, I think I want to continue this pattern right here. So it won't be that thick, but just a few rows of it. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And if you remember how we did that, is we put half double crochets in every chain. So the second row is half double crochets in every stitch. And I will meet you at the end of this row then. Alright, so now I'm down at the other end. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. Alright, and now we're just going to single crochet in this third stitch. So we have the front loop and the back loop, the front loop, and the third stitch, which is right here on the side. And we're just going to single crochet in those, just the third stitch. And so we're going to single crochet all the way down. Alright, and I will see you for the next row after this one. Alright, so row 4, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And then all we're going to do is just single crochet. This is our last row of our strap. This, I believe, will be thick enough. So we're just going to single crochet all the way down. And then we will be back to sew the strap on and to sew the button in and finish up our bag. And I'll see you then. Okay, so I have a couple of options for buttons, and I knew I needed a big one. And to see if it'll work, all you got to do is make sure it goes through the hole. I'm really leaning toward that gold one. So I think it'll look really good with that red. So anyway, this right here is about the middle. And I'm just going to use this red thread to sew it in. And we're just going to start from the back. Leave a long enough thread to. I'm going to put a crisscross on this. If you leave enough yarn back there, that way you can tie everything together. And we're just going to go through it twice. See what I'm doing. And then you're just going to tie these two strands together and make a knot back here. You make a good enough knot that you don't want it to come out. Now if it does, you can always sew it back in. So there's that. So we've got that in. Let's button it up. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so there we've got the flap open, or covering it, all buttoned up. And we need to unbutton it. I have the strap done. So there's a little design on the outside of the strap, and you want to make sure that that is on the outside. So when we put this in here, I just left the ends on here and made them long so I can sew the strap in. About right there. So we're just going to sew the strap. And bring the rest of that yarn right through, just like that. And then do that on the other end too. So we want to make sure I'll thread my needle. And then we'll just thread through this excess and cut it off. Button up my bag, and now, and here's the strap already on. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this bag with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.